I got smacked over by this prick called Patrick in Christchurch back in the day in town. Welcome to the podcast. We are your hosts, Dunc and Hyde. Wesley Lee over there. In for Jay Reeve, who's away. We will get into that. There's a fair bit on the podcast today. We'll let you know how you can win a PlayStation 5. Thanks to our mates at Sony. We've got one of the most outrageous interruptions of a work call ever. Hard to top. I don't think we will. We'll also... Jay sent us an ad which we hadn't seen, we have now, but we hadn't seen, and it's one of the greatest commercials.
Marketing at its finest. One of the war stories that I've got is about a dude who I would say is probably the luckiest and most moronic person in the world.
Also, as well, I have a war story of just a fucking superhero of a mum, with a random sort of tie-in to something that's happened to me as well. Also, we will give you 3 years worth of therapy in 60 seconds. You're welcome.
Save you some coin.
But we've stolen that from the internet, and pretty outrageous. There's no one else like me. And once again, this episode brought to you by the legends at Jim Beam, the world's #1 bourbon and New Zealand's #1 spirit. Best enjoyed together since 1795. A reminder, if you become Sniper Elite, you'll get double the episodes. It's the best way to support us to continue doing what we do. And chance to win extra prizes and, hear about things.
A lot of perks.
There is quite a lot of perks on there. Enjoy the podcast.
Attention, snipers! Gear up and hold your positions. It's time to load up some war stories. Your tales from the front line, brought to life. Prepare to fire.
What do we got?
Right, this one's an absolute doozy from Ryan Campbell in South Australia. Category? Injury.
Okay.
Hey fellas and fellettes, have I got a little bit of a yarn for you. So, it all started when I was in 6th grade. I was a pretty crazy little firebug, almost burnt the house down on several occasions.
Yes.
But this next one is the best. So I was downstairs playing with some matches, typical kid shit, when I heard a little voice inside, Jesus Christ, when I heard a little voice inside my head saying, see how flammable your t-shirt is.
Oh no.
Well, fuck me. Turns out it burns like a rag dipped in petrol. I also wasn't smart enough to take the shirt off while testing said theory either. So at the time, I received some pretty hearty second-degree burns to my left underarm. Definitely wasn't the nicest thing, and I know what human flesh smells like when burning, something no one should ever have to experience. Fast forward a few more years to 2008, and what a year it was. My brother and I were playing with the old man's nail gun, shooting tin cans under the house again, when I had another light bulb moment. Imagine a light bulb that pops up above his head.
Just a burning match.
Fucking aerosol
We
can
blow
in the
torch.
lighter. We wondered what it would feel. We wondered what it would feel like to have the pin that hits the nail We wondered what it would feel like to have the pin that hits the nail and drives it in to hit us on the skin. God, Jesus, what the hell is wrong with this man? I was pretty confident it was empty, so I decided to try it against my brother's shoulder. Pressed against the arm, pulled the trigger, nail gun, nothing happened. So me thinking, fuck, this is an absolute pile of shit, I'll hold it against the palm of my hand. Turns out the fucking thing was not empty, and I copped a 2-inch nail through the middle of my hand.
Oh.
Definitely not the brightest idea I had, because a couple of days later I decided to fuck, this guy needs a doctor. I decided to put my finger in a push bike chain while riding. Dumbest fucking thing ever. Took big chunks off the tip of my finger. 10 stitches later, sweet as.
10 stitches in your fingers would be so
That's
painful.
Massive. Now, there's probably more shit amongst all that, but this next one nearly killed me. Still, this all happened in 2008. I used to ride motocross bikes a lot. Fell off a few times, no biggie. One certain day I went for a ride and it was all about to change. I should mention we had a bit of rain the couple days before in the lead up. So there I was, cruising along over 100 k's per hour, when I came out of a gully, got to the top, and there was water everywhere. No time to think, I locked up the brakes. This somehow threw me over the handlebars. I missed the water somehow and ended up sliding across the gravel, which wasn't the issue that came next. Once I came to, because I'm pretty sure I got knocked out, I tried to stand up. Lo and behold, I'd broken my left leg. Anyway, fast forward a little bit. I go to hospital, get a cast, all the fun shit they do while you're in there, spend a few days in the Get Well hotel, and this is where it all went bad. This is going from worse to catastrophic. Instead of getting better, my body was slowly getting worse, and the doctors had no idea why. Turns out after all the tests that I'd taken over the last couple of weeks of ICU, they'd found this thing, Jesus, called fat embolism, caused by the broken leg. All the fat and stuff inside the bone was getting into my bloodstream and was slowly clogging up my heart and lungs. Initially and eventually would have killed me, slowly. Few more weeks in hospital, getting pumped with saline solution. It flushed out of me and I was back to normal, broken leg and all. Still didn't keep off the bike. Instead, I used my brother on the way back to change gears while I drove. His brother's sitting on the back changing gears while he's in. Cheers, guys, from Ryan, Kangaroo Island in South Australia.
Amazing.
Jeez, what a... Bro,
As if,
lotto ticket stuff.
yeah, as if parenting isn't hard enough, and then you have a little fuck like that to deal with, eh?
Yeah.
Like, I think my kids are like full on. They hardly ever injure themselves.
Every time you'd hear something, you'd just assume the worst. Someone comes in screaming or crying, God, geez, what's that little fuck done now?
I've got mad respect for any parents that buy their kids motocross bikes.
Yeah, and do you know what?
It's not if, it's when.
Everyone that I know who does motocross started at a ridiculously young age.
Yeah, like
I've-
4 on the
I've
Pee
got-
Wee 50s.
Yeah, I've got mates that have got 3-4-year-old kids that take them on their tracks out the back of their house and stuff. It's crazy.
I mean, there's enormous amounts of fun to be had, but it always will end in hospital.
At some point.
At some point.
But if you learn those lessons earlier on in your motocross journey, I'd say you're less likely to do stupid, hey, hold my beer shit, you know?
I don't know, man.
No.
I've seen Nitro Circus. They're adults. I was literally watching... I don't even know what you call it because I'm not hard out into motocross, but when Travis Pastrana did a double backflip with a couple of turns in it, it was like a rodeo flip or something.
Yeah.
That was at the, what do they call the factory at his house? The fucking Nitro Factory or the Fun Factory or something like that.
It's like the old Pirani that you do on the tramp, eh? You
Yes.
jump into a 180 twist and face the other way. I've seen them do that on bikes. Mental.
Yeah,
Proper
and
mental.
there was look, there's a few because he's at the Bathurst 1000, which we'll get into. So I wouldn't get into it now, but the Bathurst 1000's on. It's the great race for our part of the world. Every single year, Showboss Teagues is over there. If you didn't listen to yesterday's episode, we mentioned that. We actually called her, and she was on the back of the. She was on TV in the background of a shot,
Having the time of her life.
just grinning like a Cheshire cat. But Travis Pastrana's over there at the moment filming some stuff for Hoonigan, which is Ken Block's old outfit. And so he's kind of like the main person for it now. So he was doing something with all the supercars on Mount Panorama, which is the most fucking outrageous race circuit on the planet. And you can drive around it all year round.
Yeah, it's proper road.
Yeah, there's like people's houses and shit on it. And they rent them out for like 20 grand a night when it comes to
That's
Bathurst.
a decent money maker, eh?
Yeah. And then so he's been popping up in my feed a little bit. And another one that I saw, I was like, fuck, that's so sick. They had a jet ski, one of those old school 90s ones. You know, they're like a real shit looking jet ski, but they
I know the exact one.
they fucking pinned it up a ramp at Travis Pastrana's house and pinned it up this ramp, and then they got the digger and dug out somewhere for it to land on the other side, and they nailed it. Like it went up, hit ringing its tits off, going up the ramp in no water, and then flying through the air, and then lands in a fucking bathtub-sized hole.
That
And
I must say.
But and the thing is, like, imagine getting that wrong. And you're on the fucking jet ski and you land on the dirt like that. There is zero give. Like at least a motorcycle has suspension, fucking tires, and a soft seat. All that's got is a soft seat and fiberglass that would just fucking shatter your spine. So adults, I don't know if they all get past it. I think it's one of those things you get the bug and then it's fucking in you forever. You're a complete mad dog for life.
Hey Jay, hey Dunc, this is Paul Salmon from England. When are you going to get your fucking asses over here? We are not for radio.
Baby steps off to Australia this coming weekend. Jay's already over there. He's opening a private jet airport of all things.
That's crazy.
Through some of his rich mates.
He said he had like a 5:30 or a 6:20 flight this morning, so he would have been at that airport, wee smalls.
Yeah, well, he kind of just said, he goes, probably a push on through scenario.
Yeah, why not?
He would have been getting out of bed at 3 and, a bit of packing beforehand because he's fucking useless.
And those hours disappear very quickly after midnight.
Yeah, and then how's this? Because we're going to good old Knuckles from Country Trucker Caps. You might be able to see in the background one of our shots. He holds a gala for his charity every year, so we're going over for that. Knuckles is flying over, very generous of him. And then Jay classicked up Reeve, double books himself, and he's doing the opening tomorrow of the private jet airport, which is just such a fucking ridiculous sentence to say out loud. But that's the sort of shit that pops up when you're around Jay long enough. And then so he's calling Knuckles to give him the Dear John, saying, I've fucked myself here. I'm going to be up on the Sunshine Coast. And, you know, the gala's happening down in Brisbane. We're staying at the casino there. And then Knuckles goes, oh, fuck that, mate. I'll just get my mate to fly down in the helicopter. There's fucking plenty of pads on high-rises in downtown. And so Jay's going to finish opening the private jet airport tomorrow. And then Knuckles' mate's going to pick him up in a helicopter, fly him what would normally take an hour and a half in a car, so probably 40 minutes as the crow flies, land somewhere on a helipad in town, and then that'll be the way that he gets there. And we're legitimately not going over there to do anything. We're just going over there to catch up with their crew, some of the crew we haven't met. We'll probably fucking steam in, have a few. There's a charity auction to raise money for his charity, so I don't know, maybe do some drunken bidding and help out that way.
Oh, yeah.
And then I assume there'll be an after party at the Cassie, but it's so ridiculous. Like these are things that happen in our life that you just go, what? Like even the Rock 2000, I still like look at that now. It was only a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Yeah. I got flown to a wedding once because I marry people. I got flown to a wedding once in a helicopter, and it was the craziest experience of my life. I was sitting there and I was thinking, what the fuck are you doing in this helicopter, mate? Like, how the fuck did this happen? The groom's dad turned out owned a private aircraft hangar down in Onehunga. Yes. And when I met up to catch up with him for their wedding, he was like, how much do you weigh? I was, oh, you cheeky bastard. And he's, oh, no, my dad, we're going to fly to the wedding to Waiheke Island from Auckland in a chopper. And I was like, and you obviously need to know specific weights. And I was like, oh, I'm the X amount of clicks. He's like, okay, sweet. I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, you'll probably be sitting in the middle. I wasn't. I got the front seat.
Yeah.
It was, totally
first
different.
time you ever go in a helicopter, what was your first thought? Once you get up there and you start moving around?
I felt incredibly safe.
Oh, yeah.
I actually felt safe because I put that headset on and I've got this
talking
thing
the
and
time.
the pilot's talking to me and we flew over Rangitoto, the mountain there, the old dormant volcano, and I was looking over it and you've got such a better view than you do in a plane.
There's a lot of glass in front of you.
But I did also think as when we were taking off, I thought, right, this is where they're going to find my body. And then once we got up and we were cruising, it was fine. It wasn't bumpy. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
That's the thing that I remember, and I was in Christchurch. It was like a big boys' toys sort of day. Randomly got a photo with the bloke looked like the real life version of Peter Griffin, which is pretty out of it. And he was holding some fucking big AK-47 looking airsoft guns. It was quite funny. It was a random day. And they said, oh, do you want to go out for a flight? I was like, yeah. I was like, fucking so spongy compared to a plane. Like, your plane's got wings, which are obviously very rigid, but in a helicopter, it's like flying in a cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, no, I liked it.
My mate's flies helicopter. We've talked about it on the podcast before. Flies helicopters, and he's basically got the Ferrari of the sky for his helicopter. The things that fucking thing can do are unreal. Like, it looks real unassuming. It's not like you look at it and go, "That's a fucking baller helicopter." But if you know, you know, sort of thing.
If you're in the,
you just basically look at it and go, "Man, that's sky porn."
Skyboard.
The other one that I went on,
Fly me again, Sam.
Which was one of those ones you just go, again, like, how the fuck did I end up here? That was after my sister's wedding, just out of Byron Bay in Australia. Her mate was running the SeaWorld helicopters, which are those fucking massive ones.
Yeah, they are. They're big.
Big blue seat, like, I can't remember what it was, 6 or 8 people plus the pilot or whatever. And he flew down for the wedding. Obviously didn't steam in or anything like that. And then, of course, had to return the next day. So the bride, my sister and her bridesmaids, they flew to the wedding, to the location in it. And I was still sitting there the next morning. He was going back, and I was going back to get a flight. And they're like, well, you might as well jump in the helicopter. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. So me and Dixie had the whole SeaWorld helicopter, flew it back along the Gold Coast, could see fucking sharks everywhere. Yeah? Just outside where people were swimming. And they got shark necks and stuff. But I think the sharks get through. It just goes to show they're always there. And it's very rare that they're like, oh, I'm hungry. I might have a human because we probably taste like shit.
Yeah.
They
wouldn't be
smell
good
us.
Would not be good eating.
Okay, so we're going to do that. Cool. We haven't done this for ages. There's no one else like me.
You're listening to Jay and Dunc, and they are ripping and a tearing of your ear holes. This is not for radio.
Oh, that's good. So we do this on our radio show as well, on The Rock. And some of these are not as suitable for the radio, so I thought we'll just clean up the scraps on this one here. This from Benjamin. I had sex in the back of a police car. There's no one else like me.
Eddie.
That's like a police officer's gone to get some donuts and some coffees or some shit, and you've taken 3 minutes of fury.
That's a horny, opportunistic person.
Plus, as well, like technically, for it to be sex, he needs to go in once.
Yeah.
Like he may not have finished the job. This from Bali. I ate cane toad pus from their backs, fed it to a bunch of tourists in my hostel, told them it was fine. I just made this shit up, and then we all tripped out pretty good.
That's dangerous.
It's like something of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Luke, I got this lawnmower man tattooed above my pubes around 20 years ago, submitted it to Nuts magazine to win the NAF Tats prize, only to have it rejected for being 15.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's dedication. That's unlucky.
That's one of the roguest tattoos for a 15-year-old, eh? I guess mum and dad never going to see it.
Nah. Fucking rough.
This from Nat, I've dined with the president.
Ooh.
Doesn't say if it was the president of an RSA or a country.
Or a corporation, yeah.
Two very different things. Samantha, broke my nose on a tow bar. My eyes are watering.
You you know that's a fall, and that's a gnarly fall.
Can you break this bottom soft bit? You can't, eh? That's just cartilage.
Yeah.
That's not going to break. So you're hitting the hard bit above it.
Yeah.
Which is the bit when you're looking at a skull, the bits that's left. That's a fucking full crunch. Headbutt in a tow bar. This is close to your neck of the woods, Lee. Angela, I had sex up Massey Memorial, not on the tombs. What's the Massey Memorial?
I don't know that is where out west. I don't know if I've never heard of a Massey Memorial. There's a Massey out west Auckland where I'm from, but I don't know about a memorial.
Maybe it was at the uni?
Cemetery?
Massey Uni?
Massey, oh yeah, maybe.
This one from Glenn. I willingly jumped over a small fence to have a pee, thinking it was the neighbour's yard. Nope, it was a 6-metre free fall down a cliff.
Oh, God.
There's no one else with me! Tyler flew a plane stoned as.
Oh, gosh. Sweet.
And one from Crystal, just to wrap things up. I shot a butt plug out and hit the cat.
Yes, Crystal. Yes.
Just the old...
Oh, what the fuck? That's great.
There's a high chance this weekend she'll be a big weekend, and I just want to do a quick hats off to this man's bender. An Argentinian bloke showed up to his own funeral. This is like pretty recent, leaving mourners bewildered as to whose body they were burying. So this is off the Daily Mail. They reported a 22-year-old who has not been named was on a multi-day bender when his family wrongly identified him as dead.
Oh.
His mother approached local police after hearing a man had been hit and killed by a sugarcane truck on September 18. She then goes and identifies the body as her missing son by his clothing and distinguishing features. And then the 22-year-old disrupted his own funeral with a stunning declaration that left mourners confused. He just walks in and goes, "I'm alive!"
Shit. That's horrific.
I think fair play if mum and dad want to punch him over in front of all of his people that are there to mourn him.
Yeah, God. Oh, man. Fuck. You'd freak the hell out, first of all.
I got a text from Jay when we were on holiday, because it had been Friday. I don't know. We didn't. Friday night was the Rock 2000. Saturday night we were hosting, and then he had a Sunday session to go to, and then Monday we're on first day of holidays.
Yeah.
And I just get a text from him at like quite late on a Monday night, and he goes, "Day 4 is better than day 3." I was like, holy heck. There would have been sleep somewhere in there, but I was fucking done with it. I lasted 2 days, and then we were on that bloody island.
Oh, mate.
And all the other mums brought heaps of wine over, so it was 2 whole days for me. But anyway. Tom, you just want to bring this up. I thought this is quite good. You've been to therapy, have you?
Yes, yeah, I've spoken to someone.
Did it take ages to find the one that you like?
I didn't do it for that long.
Yeah.
So
okay.
when I got fucking beaten up at that wedding,
that's
I got some. Actually, Brad, the boss, encouraged me to do it. Got some free counselling sessions through work, and that was cool. It was cool to talk through that whole ordeal with someone and get some.
Did it help you unpack it?
It did. It helped me shut down a lot of the noise that would pop in my quieter moments.
Yeah.
Because in my quieter moments, it would just replay in my head. And the lady I spoke with was fantastic. She armed me with a fucking great toolkit as to how I can, when that noise comes in, just shut it out or deal with it and go, yep, I acknowledge that this is here. See you later. I don't want to deal with this at the moment, or I'm moving on with this. And just, some breathing techniques, some, just awareness and grounding techniques as well. It was actually great. Therapy's fantastic if you've got shit on. Like it's,
I remember there's that lightning bolt when I got smacked over by this prick called Patrick in Christchurch back in the day in town. There's this lightning bolt moment where your brain can't quite comprehend that it's actually happening. Eh?
Yeah.
And your head's getting smacked. You don't feel anything. Your head's getting absolutely caved in, like someone's kicking the shit out of you. It doesn't hurt at all. You get like a huge dump of adrenaline. And then you're just like, holy fuck, it's like almost out of body, eh?
Yeah.
And you're like, this is happening. Huh.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you. I think.
I wonder how long this is going to go on for.
I don't like this. Can we stop? I don't like this game anymore.
This guy's playing a different game to me.
Yeah, well, I remember from my attack. I remember a conversation briefly, and I remember getting punched in the side of the face, and then, like you've just said, not believing that happened. So I turned full frontal to look at this guy and was like, bro, what? And then just ate shit again. And then there's a bit of a blank. And then the next thing I was on the ground outside a dairy on my back, just fucking fending a dude off with my feet. And then cars stopped to help, which was great. So, but yeah, it was absolutely out of body. I was like, what? Yeah, and you woke up and I've kind of come to and I was like, what the fuck? Did that just actually fucking happen? Like that shit doesn't happen. That's a movie plot almost, Hey, come get a ride home. I'll give you a ride home. Sweet. Jump in the car, beat the shit out of you, kick you out the fucking car. And
if I was younger, I'd be like, fuck that guy. Let's go get all the boys and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, burn the boats. Let's go.
Yeah, you'd be like, you just put the SOS call out and then you just go and absolutely cave his head in. But then you also get, like, now that I'm older, you go, what else has he had going on?
Yeah.
Like, you don't operate like that if shit's good in your life.
Yeah, hurt people, eh?
Yeah, Hyundai. So the reason why I got onto that chat, we've got a great little bit here. Tom's going to bring it up. This is 3 years worth of therapy in 1 minute. Fuck me, it's on point.
Right, 3 years of therapy in 60 seconds. Here we go. Number one, turns out your parents did their best and also kind of fucked you up. But guess what? At the end of the day, you got to deal with it. Number two, no one is coming to save you. No magical mentor, no secret billionaire uncle, not even fucking Batman. It's just you. And yeah, that includes doing basic stuff like folding your laundry before it becomes a fucking roommate. Number three, boundaries. That doesn't mean blocking somebody on Instagram. Say it with me. No, with a smiley face. No. See? Revolutionary. Don't have to be mean or rude. Number four, stop chasing people who treat you like a fucking option. I'm not a side quest. And if they can't see that, they need to go play somebody else's game. Number five, self-care isn't bath bombs and face masks. It's getting 8 hours of sleep, eating something that grew in the ground, and answering that email before it ruins your whole fucking week. Number six, feelings don't kill you. Crying won't kill you. Screaming into a pillow won't kill you. But ignoring your feelings? Oh, that's going to destroy you from the inside out. Number seven, you don't find yourself. You build yourself day by day. Some days you're leveling up and other days you're responding at square one. Both of them count. And last but not least, most of the time it's not that deep. You're not cursed. You're just tired, thirsty, and maybe overdue for a snack. There you go. That's 3 years of therapy condensed into a 60-second rant. I saved you 15 grand. Venmo me $5.
That's spot on.
It's hard to disagree with all of that stuff. And sometimes, like, it's like reading TJ Power's book. I mean, there was heaps of stuff I didn't know. But sometimes it just takes someone to tell you. And you go, wow, that makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. But when you're in the weeds or in the mud, you can't fucking think straight. And then it's like, someone from the outside would be like, hey, I do this. And be like, huh, that makes 100% sense.
Yeah, it can't be that easy because that makes perfect fucking sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That was great.
I want you to read. We got sent this from Steve Robbins. A heap of new people jumped on the Sniper's Nightmare Facebook group. And I approved as many as I could this morning. But so if you're not on there yet, that's the podcast page. It's like a closed group, and quite often you'll see some of the stuff we talk about in the podcast on there early. But anyway, so Steve Robbins chucked this in there. Have a read of this. This is fucking out the gate. This is why the internet can be great.
Okay.
So it's a yarn.
Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. So to preface this, my wife and I live alone in our apartment. We've also have this weird game of slapping each other with random things while the other is busy. The other day, she got me with a tampon, which is a bit gross, but whatever. Today, I decided it was time for revenge. I got out of the shower, dried off, and looked for her. I saw she was on her computer with headphones on. I snuck in from the side and boom, Dick slapped square on the cheek. She never stood a chance. I stood there expectantly waiting for her to laugh or some sort of reaction. She just turned to me and said, I'm on a call. Mushroom bruise on a Zoom call. I thought she was joking, maybe just winding me up, but then I looked at her screen and saw several gobsmacked co-workers of my wife, one of which I'd never seen before, only one of which I'd ever met. Oh, good God. I immediately ran out of the room and am now typing this from the bathroom. I'm scared that I'm going to be reported for some sort of domestic abuse, and I don't even know how to explain to them the situation because it's so stupid. Too long, didn't read, slapped my wife with my dick, and now I'm going to have to leave the country. Oh, God. That is...
Oh, man. To quote Ashley Schaefer, Dick slapping's my game.
That is so good. Hey, baby, what?
Far out.
Oh, mate, that was great. That is great.
By the way, as well, if you're not Sniper Elite, not part of the top brass, those are the people that we refer to them like that because they are paid subscribers. Get the other 2 episodes, which is £4 or $7.99 a month. I think there's probably a special there if you chuck in NFR, is probably still there. I'd imagine it's the code when you sign up. Do it through the Rover website. There's a link in the description of this podcast. Now, the reason why I bring it up is obviously we've mentioned it heaps of times. You can double the amount of episodes that are available. So if you churn through the free ones, jump in there and there'll be another 270 or something like that.
Yeah.
What episode is this, Atomic? 579.
That's crazy.
Holy heck. We're approaching 600. It seemed like 500 was just yesterday. So, yeah, there's a stack of episodes in there. You get them ad-free as well. But then also random giveaways that we try and hook up the Sniper Elite with. The one at the moment is a PS5. It's got the Ghost of Yoti game as well, which was released a couple of days ago, which is hissing worldwide. They're calling it the game of the Northern Hemisphere, the Southern Hemisphere summer. And it's been signed by the bloke that basically spearheaded the making of it through his production company, Sucker Punch.
That's wicked, eh?
It's a good bit of kit, man. Made me realise that I don't know where my PlayStation is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get these prizes come through work. Have you seen it sitting down there, eh? And
Yeah,
you're like,
oh yeah.
fuck it, it's just a sick PlayStation just sitting there.
If I was a bit of a shit person, I'm going to take that.
If I
Take it
had
home.
less to lose,
Yeah,
I would have lifted
that's
that.
what I mean. I'm not a thief, you know.
Yeah, like I would have just. How would I get it out? Bring in a duffel bag, probably. Eh?
Under the shirt.
But anyway, so when you listen to Tuesday's episode, which is the interview with Rob, towards the end of it, there will be a code that you message the Not For Radio Facebook page. Just climb into our DMs there, and that'll put you in the draw because obviously only people that have got the code have heard the paid episode.
That's it. Sweet bit of kit too.
Yeah, get amongst that because we want to feed the backs. I think we'll probably do that Monday. Yeah, probably Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
we'll be back. Jay sent me this before we do the final war story for today. Jay sent me this ad. He just goes, just chuck it on, worth a play.
This is a story about Coleman Sweeney. Coleman, in short, was an asshole. Everyone in his small town knew it. It wasn't that he tried particularly hard to be unpleasant. It just seemed to come naturally to him. Coleman felt like the whole world owed him something, which caused him to regularly ignore the rules of a decent, acceptable society.
Wow.
Shit.
And he hated anything that got in his way.
Go, you got it. You got it. Go. Go, go. You can do it.
And small animals.
BB gun straight off.
Even to children, he was an asshole. He was, as they say, born to it. But then, the strangest thing happened.
$3.
Something entirely unexpected. Coleman Sweeney died. A brain aneurysm. Well, subarachnoid hemorrhage to be more specific. And it came as he argued over whether extra fries should be included in a $1.99 early bird breakfast, which was a typical Coleman Sweeney play. It was then that Sarah found something completely unexpected. Coleman Sweeney had registered to be an organ donor. Nobody knew what caused Coleman to do it, but there it was, generous and majestic. And that was the day that Coleman went from asshole to hero. You see, his liver went to Stan, a father of 2. His heart went to Miranda Morgan, who went on to teach for 25 more years. And his tendons went to Staff Sergeant Donahue, who was able to walk again and would never need to be pushed across the street by his physical therapist. And in a moment of small world irony, his corneas went to his 82-year-old next-door neighbor so that she could finally see the crap that her dog made in the side yard and pick it up. Yes, in life, Coleman was a bona fide asshole. 365 days a year, 24/7.
Hey, baby!
But in death, well, let's just raise our middle fingers and shout, "Up yours, Coleman Sweeney. You're not an asshole anymore."
Fuck, that is some ad.
That's a journey.
Make sure, if you're on Spotify, make sure you watch the video for that. It's probably the easiest way. I'll go up on YouTube as well. But fucking hell, that's a good ad. When you, it feels like, I don't know if you're getting that sort of same rumbling feeling, but I feel like the ad industry is back on the up. For ages, it felt like there was no good ads. And even in New Zealand, there seems to be some really clever, like masterful pieces that are able to be cut into 15, 30, 45 and up to 2-minute ads.
Mate, I've got the utmost respect for people in marketing and in commercials because it's essentially you're convincing someone to do something that they otherwise probably wouldn't have done. Like it's marketing, one of the greatest art forms in the world.
Oh yeah. And the other thing as well, which I've got newfound respect for since working, within an industry that's kind of close to it, is what's gone on before they get to the point where they're able to release that fucking amazing ad. Like there has been, that ad did not start out like that. The brainstorms, it would have been probably, most likely been a bigger idea that got hacked down because of budgets or changed because one person that was further up the food chain didn't like the look of it. So when they pop out the other end like that, and you're just like, that is fucking epic.
Yeah,
like that is a testament to everybody that worked hard and maybe stood their ground or got stuff over the line that you don't all the time, and that's what ends up popping out the other end.
Yeah, that was good. Don't be an asshole.
Kind of want to see more of him, to be honest. He's very Kenny
When's the series
Powers-ish.
out?
Yeah.
Snipers, reload. Another war story incoming. Eyes on target, scopes dialed in. Let's see who hits the mark.
Fucking come at me, Jimmy Marsh. G'day, fellas. You can call me Jimmy because that's my fucking name. I just got into the Sniper Elite side of the show. I'm having a good old chuckle at a lot of the stuff that's on here. Absolute gold. Was just listening to episode 114 where Dunc was talking about his young fella getting his foot burnt by boiling water. Yeah, that was, just give you the postcard version of that. One of our kids had, he was super young. It was Muzz, and would have been 18 months old, had a real bad flu. Mum was trying to do the thing where you put Vicks in hot water and then put his head over it to decongest and knock the bowl. And then it went on his foot. It was fucking hectic. I just had this scream from inside. It was just about to go out. I had the exact same thing happen to myself when I was around 3 weeks old. My mum, who was having a real shit run over a couple of months before my birth, being diagnosed with full-on breast cancer in the 3rd trimester of her pregnancy with me and not being able to have any treatment until after I was born. Holy hecker. Coming from a small town here in W-fucking-A, our closest major city being Perth, a whole 6-hour drive away, and being in the early 90s, the town wouldn't have had any cancer support until the 2010s. So Mum and Dad drove to Perth and were put up in a cancer hostel attached to one of the hospitals at the time. The day arrived with major complications due to me being a bit of a prick coming out. My spine somehow got hooked up inside her during birth, so I was off for an emergency C-section and a bit of untangling, and I was out. A bit worse for wear, but came out screaming to my little heart's desire. Now, give my mum credit where credit is due. She's tough as fucking nails. 6 hours after it all, she was stitched back together. She was up walking about with a nurse or two and a doctor demanding that she go back down and lay in her bed, to which she has never told me what her actual reply was, except for a stern no. Knowing Mum, there was probably a few other words thrown in there that aren't fit for print. This is the nasty part. 3 weeks later, she's in having her breast cut off and starting her chemo while looking after a newborn 600 kilometres away from any family. His dad ran a small business in town, and the decision was made for him to go home and tend to that, money being a bit tight. Mum was in the little room she had me... Mum was in the little room she had with me and was making a cup of tea, and I was in her arms. She explained it as a brain fade she had at the time. As she poured the boiling water into the cup, my left foot moved straight into the stream of water. The scream was instant, and then I went silent. The skin from my foot and toes instantly peeled off into the cup. Mum dropped the kettle and it splashed boiling water on her, burning her too. She ran out into the common area that was just a few metres from her room, screaming and crying, as you bloody would, and the nurse come running over, hearing the commotion, was straight up into the main ED wing of the hospital for treatment. I was in there for about a week or so, apparently, before being let out. At that time, there had been an investigation of child abuse, but all happy in the end as... put down to being overtired and under the effects of her treatment. We went home for about a month or so after this. I had no feeling in the top of my foot. I have no feeling in the top of my foot as the nerves are too damaged to do anything there now. So it was fun times being a kid, doing some outrageous shit to my foot.
Mr. Deeds.
All being said and told, lessons were learned, and I wouldn't trade my mum in for the world. 34 years on, she still feels guilty about it, and I give her shit about it if I get the chance.
Nice.
And manage to get a little bit of a chuckle out of her at times. If you ain't laughing about some things, then you're crying about them, and that's just not worth the effort.
Mate, that is hectic.
Fucking hell.
Burns suck.
Imagine having cancer and not being able to have any treatment.
Way worse than burns.
Yeah, well, there's just a bit on that whole story.
It's a lot, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Holy hell, yeah. What a weapon. What an absolute battler.
Great war story.
Hell yeah.
We're going to have to decide a winner now.
Ceasefire, snipers! Today's top marksman has been selected. The war story of the day goes to...
It's difficult, eh? Because that last one was...
Oh, any mum's a fucking superhero in my book. Like, females are way fucking better than any dude, period.
Hands down, every day of the week, without a doubt.
Like, the shit they have to deal with, period. Like, and the stuff they do, they're selfless, they never put themselves first.
Yeah.
And then have to deal with that shit as well. And fucking most chicks just gobble that up and get through it and move on to the next day.
All in a day's work.
And the mental load they take.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know, man. I still think old mate who's still lucky to be alive after all that dumb shit was pretty fun.
We do have ties. We'll go a tie.
Yeah, let's do it.
I feel good with that.
Okay. Equal.
Up to for the weekend?
Not much. I'm going to go and have dinner with friends on Sunday and probably watch a little bit of Bathurst. And then Saturday, going to go and visit a mate who's not well with motor neuron disease. Yeah, he's finally lost all, it's not great. So I was his wedding celebrant earlier in the year.
Yeah,
and
okay.
He flicked me a message, and so I'm going to go and see him and catch up because, hopefully he's still got a little while, but it's not a fucking good disease. Motor neuron disease.
Horrible, mate.
Really
One of
bad.
my real good mates, old man, died of that shit. Bloody terrible.
And then, other than that, nothing. Chilling. Weekends are for fucking chilling out, man. I want to be fucking relaxing.
I just want I'm super excited to go tomorrow to Aussie, and very lucky and fortunate and all the rest of it. But I just feel like I haven't spent enough time in our new place.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to be there all the time. And we've got fucking that much coming up in the next few weekends, which is just going to make it look like we have the most outrageous social life. But it's literally the first time in, I feel like, 7 years where I've been like, wow, I've actually got a bit of a social life here.
Because
I just fucking gave up on a social life having young kids. I just thought it was pointless trying to do a shit job of both. So just turfed it to the side. But so it's odd. It's like on my, whereas Jay is a really good socializer, I just need to build up my stamina a bit more. As much as I can steam in for a session, but then I won't want to do it again for a while, like, and with, a half decent number of people.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Anyway, she's going to be a great weekend. If you get the chance, there's a bloke called Craig Lowndes that's racing in the Bathurst 1000 this weekend. This is his 32nd or 33rd Bathurst 1000. And it's 1,000 kilometres of racing
crazy, eh?
a V8 supercar. And most people, or not most people, but lots of people aren't into motorsport. I get that. But if you are going to watch it and or catch a replay or whatever, just choose a driver. Just go, I like the look of that car, and follow that car is the way to do it.
Watch the journey.
But yeah, Lowndesy, fuck, I hope he goes well. He's paying like $68, so he's probably not going to win, but just epic. Also,
you never know.
Also put some equal this weekend as far as the most drives in Bathurst with the legendary late great Sir Peter Brock. Was he a Sir? I feel like he was. Do Australians give out Sirs?
Yeah.
You Sir Donald Bradman.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he was. Yeah. Anyway, so and that's it. Lowndesy's done, so he's going to go out being equal as Peter Brock.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, this episode's been brought to you from our mates at Jim Beam from the backyard get-togethers to post-match bevies, raise a glass of good times and great company with a bourbon that's best enjoyed together since 1795. It's a 230... over 230 years of tradition, which is pretty epic. So thank you, Jim Beam, for supporting us. And have a great weekend. We'll be back Monday to announce the winner of that bloody PlayStation. You beauty, go well, go long, and up the wires, baby!
Someone has died while listening to this podcast. Continue listening with caution. He's fine now, though. Shout out to Richie Ward.